Hello, everyone. 12 Bravo here. Hey, I wanted to talk about the biggest problem with the Nintendo Switch 2. And I think that has to do with the fact that they aren't really making physical games anymore. The game cards are now just basically digital keys for you to download the game onto the system. And it's stupid because you still have to have that card in to play the game, even though you're fully downloading it into your system. I guess it allows you to sell the game to someone else, because you can sell that digital key, and then they can download the game. But the issue is that you're going to run out of space on this system. The Express cards, the biggest one I could find, was a 256. There are apparently Lexar or Lexnar, however you say their name. They made a 1 terabyte one back in February or April. They use a new micro SD Express cards, and those are expensive. So you're talking about, a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte card probably costs about $200. 1 terabyte probably 100 and something. The 256, the Samsung brand, was $60. But there's a Walmart brand called ONN, and they make two memory cards. They make a 256 for $35, and they make a 512 for $65. So for $5 more, you can get the ON brand and have double the space than the Samsung one, or the GameStop one, which is $54.99 for 256. So for $10 more, you can double your space. The issue, I think, is even 512 is probably not going to be big enough. You're going to need a terabyte, 2 terabytes. The system's got 256 on it. My system's got 256 on it, and it's already full. There's nothing on my 256 memory card yet, but the actual internal memory is already full. So, and I just transferred my data from the Switch 1 to Switch 2. I do have a few games. I don't know. We can look. Let's look at it. Why not? So I can show you exactly what is going on here. I haven't really heard anyone else talking about this, about the Switch 2 having a storage issue, because all the games are now on the system. There are no physical, very few, if any, physical game cards. So, yeah, let's go ahead and look at this little setup here. All right. No, I don't want sleep mode. So if I go into settings, go into data management. So you can see here, I wish I can flip the camera around, but you can see there, free space, 26.3 gigabytes. You can move micro SD express card data. You see I got a 238 free on the micro SD card. So, and then if I go down to manage software, you can kind of see, pretty much every game, including ones that aren't installed, have the full game file. So let's see here, Mario Kart, that's installed. I believe all these with the blue game cards are fully installed on the system, and then the ones that are missing are probably, let's see here. Oh, I don't really see any that are, I guess these are just, oh wow. Oh, I didn't even download these games, that's why they're 0. I can download them, but I don't really play them, so that one's on a, oh, okay, so these are all game cards. So I haven't really, yeah, those are all the ones that I actually have physical game cards for. So I haven't really, the only one that I've done was Twilight Princess. I've put that in. I don't really see that on here. Oh, here it is. Tears of the Kingdom. Okay. Okay, yeah, so the physical game is like the Switch 1 games, they're not going to fully download. It doesn't look like. But the new games that are coming with the digital keys, the Switch 2 games, those are going to fully download. So your Switch 1 games, they're still going to play off the card, which is nice. But yeah, I think that 40 gigabytes on the Tears of the Kingdom is probably the upgrade that I got, the remaster. That's why that's like that. The Breath of the Wild is at 25.3. You can see it's a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. And that's only 25.3 gigabytes, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. And yet Call of Duty is like 300 gigabytes. So, but anyways, yeah, that's going to be an issue going forward. You're going to need a lot of storage. Freaking the Express SD cards are damn expensive. I don't know why they couldn't just use the like Extreme or Pros or whatever that we were using before. They seem to be working fine. I don't think that these new games are that much more intensive that they need, you know, super fast SD card. I'm not an engineer, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy that I'm going to need more and more storage. I basically, you know, it's basically like having a PlayStation now. Everything's like pretty much stored on the hard drive, and the CD is just the key that says, hey, allowing the play. So that's the way the Switch is moving, unfortunately. For all of you out there that have huge physical libraries, you're going to have to manage what you have on your system and whatnot, because you're not going to be able to fit them all the new Switch 2 physical games on there. Anyways, the Switch 1 games you'll be fine, but yeah, if you're looking at, you know, continuing your physical library, it's honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to buy the physical games, because they're more expensive now too. So it's like you're still going to come out ahead if you sell them. I typically don't sell my Switch games. I don't know why. Like, I do every other system, my Xbox, my PlayStation. If I'm done with the game, I usually try and turn around and sell it while it's still relatively new, so that I can get 40, 50 bucks on a $70, $80 game, you know. So the person saves 30, I make, you know, I paid $30 to play the game, you know, $20, $30 to play the game, and I'm good with that, you know. I'm good with just, because I don't buy too many like AAA titles. I tend to just buy like the top games, the gold, you know, 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s. Unless I'm really, really interested in a certain franchise or something, I tend to stay away from like games that aren't masterpieces, that aren't perfect, because I just don't have a ton of time to play a bunch of mediocre games. I've been playing games since I was 4 or 5, so that would make me about 41 years I've been gaming. So I know a little bit about games. My favorite genre is RTS, real-time strategy. So games like StarCraft 2, Command and Conquer, you know, Age of Empires, Civilization, games like that, where you like, that just take hours, you know, like you got to build up your economy, and you got to fight, and you got to manage resources and all this stuff. I like that kind of stuff. I think my favorite was probably Age of the Empires 2 back in the day. You know, you have your little villagers collecting wood, stone, gold, and you got to build with those resources, castles and everything, and, you know, knights and archers. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I typically like games like that, you know, where you control everybody from the top down view. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to bring this PSA about the Switch 2. I know I kind of rambled on, but yeah, it's an issue, and I don't know how they're going to fix it, if they're going to go back to physical, or if they're just going to force people to buy these expensive ass memory cards. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.